This page lists articles related to probability theory. In particular, it lists many articles corresponding to specific probability distributions. Such articles are marked here by a code of the form, which refers to number of random variables involved in the type of the distribution. For example, indicates a distribution with 2 random variables, discrete or continuous. Other codes are just abbreviations for topics. The list of codes can be found in the table of contents. Core probability. Selected topics. Probability theory. Basic notions. Random variable. Continuous probability distribution. Cumulative distribution function. Discrete probability distribution. Independent and identically distributed random variables. Joint probability distribution. Marginal distribution. Probability density function. Probability distribution. Probability distribution function. Probability mass function. Sample space. Instructive examples: Bergson's paradox, Bertrand's box paradox, Borel-Kolmogorov paradox, CND, boy-or-girl paradox, exchange paradox, Monty Hall problem, necktie paradox, non-transitive dice, Simpson's paradox, Sleeping Beauty problem, St. Petersburg paradox, Mount, Three Prisoners problem, Two Envelopes problem, Moments expected value, Canonical correlation, Kalman's condition, ANL, Central moment, Coefficient of variation, Correlation, Correlation function, Covariance, Covariance function, Covariance matrix, Cumulant, Factorial moment, Factorial moment generating function, ANL, Fano factor, Geometric standard deviation, Hamburger moment problem, ANL, Hausdorff moment problem, ANL, Isserlis Gaussian moment theorem, GAU, Jensen's inequality, Kurtosis, law of the unconscious statistician, moment, law of total covariance, law of total cumulants, law of total expectation, law of total variance, log moment generating function, Marcinkiewicz-Seigmund inequality, INQ, method of moments, LMT, moment problem, ANL, moment generating function, ANL, second moment method, skewness, St. Petersburg paradox, IEX, standard deviation, standardized moment, Stieltjes moment problem, ANL, trigonometric moment problem, ANL, uncorrelated, variance, variance to mean ratio, inequalities, Chebyshev's inequality, an inequality on location and scale parameters, Azuma's inequality, Bennett's inequality, Bernstein inequalities, Bartier-Davis inequality, Chernoff bound, Dubs-Martingale inequality, Dudley's theorem, GAU, entropy power inequality, Etomedes inequality, Gauss's inequality, Hoeffding's inequality, Kinchina inequality, Kolmogorov's inequality, Marcinkiewicz-Seigmund inequality, Mount, Markov's inequality, McDermott's inequality, multidimensional Chebyshev's inequality, Paley-Seigmund inequality, Pinsker's inequality, Vysotsky-Petunin inequality, Markov chains, processes, fields, networks, Markov chain, additive Markov chain, Bayesian network, Bay, birth-death process, circle process, SCL, Chapman-Kolmogorov equation, Cheeger bound, conductance, contact process, continuous time Markov process, detailed balance. Examples of Markov chains, Feller process, Fokker-Planck equation, SCLANL, Foster's theorem, Gauss-Markov process, GAU, geometric Brownian motion, SCL, Hammersley-Clifford theorem, Harris chain, hidden Markov model, hidden Markov random field, Hunt process, Kalman filter, Kolmogorov backward equation, SCL, Kolmogorov's criterion, Kolmogorov's generalized criterion. Krylov-Bogoliubov theorem, ANL, lumpability, Markov additive process, Markov blanket, Bay, Markov chain mixing time, Markov decision process, Markov information source, Markov kernel, Markov logic network, Markov network, Markov process, Markov property, Markov random field, master equation, PHS, Milstein method, SCL, Moran process, Ornstein-Uhlenbeck process, GAUSCL, partially observable Markov decision process, product form solution, SPR, quantum Markov chain, PHS, semi-Markov process, stochastic matrix, ANL, telegraph process, variable order Markov model, Wiener process, GAUSCL, Gaussian random variables, vectors, functions, normal distribution, SPD, abstract Wiener space, Brownian bridge, classical Wiener space, concentration dimension, Dudley's theorem, INQ, estimation of covariance matrices, fractional Brownian motion, Gaussian isoperimetric inequality, Gaussian measure, ANL, Gaussian random field, Gauss-Markov process MAR, integration of the normal density function, SPDANL, Gaussian process, Isserlis Gaussian moment theorem, Mount, Carhun-Lover theorem, large deviations of Gaussian random functions, LRD, Levy's modulus of continuity theorem, matrix normal distribution, SPD, multivariate normal distribution, SPD, Ornstein-Uhlenbeck process, MAR-SCL, Paley-Wiener integral, ANL, Pre-Gaussian class, Schilder's theorem, LRD, Wiener process, MAR-SCL, conditioning, Bézier theorem, Borel-Kolmogorov paradox, IEX, conditional expectation, conditional independence, conditional probability distribution, conditional random field, disintegration theorem, ANL, inverse probability, Bay, Luce's choice axiom, regular conditional probability, rule of succession, specific distributions, binomial distribution, class of distributions, Anscombe transform, Bernoulli distribution, beta distribution, Bose-Einstein statistics, Cantor distribution, Cauchy distribution, chi-squared distribution, compound Poisson distribution, degenerate distribution, Dirichlet distribution, discrete phase type distribution, Erlang distribution, exponential logarithmic distribution, exponential distribution, F distribution, Fermi-Dirac statistics, Fisher-Tippett distribution, gamma distribution, generalized normal distribution, geometric distribution, half-circle distribution, hypergeometric distribution, normal distribution, GAU, integration of the normal density function, GAUANL, Elliacute VY distribution, matrix normal distribution, GAU, Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics, McCullough's parametrization of the Cauchy distributions, multinomial distribution, multivariate normal distribution, GAU, negative binomial distribution, Pareto distribution, phase type distribution, Poisson distribution, power law, skew normal distribution, stable distribution, student's T distribution, Tracy-Widom distribution, RMT, triangular distribution, Weibull distribution, Wiener semicircle distribution, Wishart distribution, zeta distribution, Zipf's law, empirical measure, Donska's theorem, empirical distribution function, empirical measure, empirical process, Glavenko-Cantley theorem, Kamaladze transformation, Vapnik-Chervonenkis theory, limit theorem, central limit theorem, Berry-Esseen theorem, characteristic function, ANL, de Moivre-Laplace theorem, Helly-Bray theorem, ANL, illustration of the central limit theorem, Lindeberg's condition, Lyapunov's central limit theorem, Levy's continuity theorem, ANL, Levy's convergence theorem, Martingale's central limit theorem, method of moments, Mount, Slutsky's theorem, ANL, weak convergence of measures, ANL, large deviations theory, contraction principle, Cramer's theorem, exponentially equivalent measures, Friedlin-Wenzel theorem, Laplace principle, large deviations of Gaussian random functions, GAU, rate function, Schilder's theorem, GAU, tilted large deviation principle, Varadhan's lemma, random graph, bar model, Barabasi-Albert model, Erdo's Aria-Qt-NYI model, percolation theory, PHS, percolation threshold, PHS, random geometric graph, random regular graph, Watson-Strogatz model, random matrices, random matrix, circular ensemble, Gaussian matrix ensemble, Tracy-Widom distribution, SPD, Weingarten function, ANL, stochastic calculus, Ito calculus, Bessel process, circle process, Ma, Dolean's data exponential, Dynkin's formula, Euler-Maruyama method, Feynman KAC formula, filtering problem, Fokker-Planck equation, Ma ANL, geometric Brownian motion, Ma, Gersanov theorem, green measure, Heston model, FNC, Formander's condition, ANL, infinitesimal generator, Ito's lemma, Ito calculus, Ito diffusion, Ito isometry, Ito's lemma, Kolmogorov backward equation, Ma, local time, Milstein method, Ma, Novikov's condition, Ornstein-Uhlenbeck process, GAU, Ma, quadratic variation, random dynamical system, RDs, reversible diffusion, Runge-Kutta method, Russo-Valois integral, Schramm-Lohner evolution, semi-martingale, stochastic calculus, stochastic differential equation, stochastic processes and boundary value problems, ANL, Stratonovich integral, Tanaka equation, Tanaka's formula, Wiener process, GAU, Ma, Wiener sausage, Malyavan calculus, Clark-Ocone theorem, H-derivative, integral representation theorem for classical Wiener space, integration by parts operator, Malyavan derivative, Malyavan's absolute continuity lemma, Ornstein-Uhlenbeck operator, Skorokhod integral, random dynamical system, SCL absorbing set, base flow, pullback attractor, analytic aspects, probability space, Kalman's condition, Mount, characteristic function, LMT, contiguity #probability theory, Kudlag, disintegration theorem, CND, Dynkin system, exponential family, factorial moment generating function, Mount, filtration, Fokker-Planck equation, SCL Mayer, Gaussian measure, GAU, Hamburger moment problem, Mount, Hausdorff moment problem, Mount, Helly-Bray theorem, LMT, Formander's condition, SCL, integration of the normal density function, SPDGAU, Kolmogorov extension theorem, Krylov-Bogolubov theorem, Ma, law, location scale family, Levy's continuity theorem, LMT, Min-Luz theorem, moment problem, Mount, moment generating function, Mount, natural filtration, Paley-Wiener integral, GAU, Sazonov's theorem, Slutsky's theorem, LMT, standard probability space, Stieltjes moment problem, Mount, stochastic matrix, Ma, stochastic processes and boundary value problems, SCL, trigonometric moment problem, Mount, weak convergence of measures, LMT, Weingarten function, RMT, core probability. Other articles, by number and type of random variables. A single random variable binary Bernoulli trial. Complementary event. Entropy. Event. Indecomposable distribution. Indicator function. Discrete binomial probability. Continuity correction. Entropy. Equiprobable. Hahn function. Indecomposable distribution. Infinite divisibility. Leckam's theorem. Limiting density of discrete points. Mean difference. Memorylessness. Probability vector. Probability generating function. Salis entropy. Continuous almost surely. Continuity correction. Edgeworth series. Entropy. Indecomposable distribution. Infinite divisibility. Limiting density of discrete points. Location parameter. Mean difference. Memorylessness. Monotone likelihood ratio. Scale parameter. Stability. Stein's lemma. Truncated distribution. Salis entropy. Real-valued, arbitrary heavy-tailed distribution. Indecomposable distribution. Infinite divisibility. Locality. Mean difference. Memorylessness. Quantile. Survival function. Taylor expansions for the moments of functions of random variables. Random point of a manifold. Bertrand's paradox. General Pitt-Manure process. Random compact set. Random element. Two random variables. Binary coupling. Krapp's principle. Discrete Kullback-Leibler divergence. Mutual information. Continuous copula. Cramer's theorem. Kullback-Leibler divergence. Mutual information. Normally distributed and uncorrelated does not imply independent. Posterior probability. Bay. Stein's lemma. Real-valued, arbitrary coupling. Hellinger distance. Kullback-Leibler divergence. Elliott Vy metric. Total variation. Total variation distance in probability theory. General coupling. Elliott Vy Prokhorov metric. Wasserstein metric. Three random variables. Binary pairwise independence. Discrete mutual information. Continuous mutual information. Finitely many random variables. Binary Bertrand's Ballot theorem. Buell's inequality. Coin flipping. Collectively exhaustive events. Inclusion-exclusion principle. Independence. Indicator function. Law of total probability. Leckam's theorem. Leftover lemma. Lovis local lemma. Mutually exclusive. Random walk. Skouet-Nesbit formula. Discrete coupon collectors problem. GMB. Graphical model. Kirkwood approximation. Mutual information. Random field. Random walk. Stopped process. Continuous Anderson's theorem. Application to probability theory. Autoregressive integrated moving average. Autoregressive model. Autoregressive moving average model. Copula. Maxwell's theorem. Moving average model. Mutual information. Schrödinger method. Real-valued, arbitrary Bar-Pat-Begg theorem. Common-otonicity. Dubh-Martingale. Independence. Littlewood-Arford problem. Elliott Vy flight. Martingale. Martingale difference sequence. Maximum likelihood. Multivariate random variable. Optional stopping theorem. Pairwise independence. Stopping time. Time series. Wald's equation. Wick product. General finite dimensional distribution. Hitting time. Stopped process. A large number of random variables. Binary random walk. Discrete almost surely. Gambler's ruin. GMB. Loop arrays. Random walk. Preferential attachment. Random walk. Typical set. Real-valued, arbitrary convergence of random variables. Law of large numbers. Maximum likelihood. Stochastic convergence. An infinite sequence of random variables. Binary Bernoulli process. Buell's inequality. Borel-Cantelli lemma. De Finetti's theorem. Exchangeable random variables. Random walk. Discrete almost surely. Asymptotic equipartition property. Bernoulli scheme. Branching process. Chinese restaurant process. Galton-Watson process. Information source. Random walk. Continuous asymptotic equipartition property. Autoregressive integrated moving average. Autoregressive model. Autoregressive moving average model. Moving average model. Real valued, arbitrary big O in probability notation. Convergence of random variables. Dubs-Martingale convergence theorems. Ergodic theory. Exchangeable random variables. Hewitt-Savage 0-1 law. Kolmogorov 0-1 law. Law of large numbers. Law of the iterated logarithm. Maximal ergodic theorem. Optional stopping theorem. Stationary process. Stochastic convergence. Stochastic process. Time series. Uniform integrability. Wald's equation. General Hewitt-Savage 0-1 law. Mixing. Skorokhid's representation theorem. Stochastic process. Uncountably many random variables. Discrete counting process. Cox process. Dirichlet process. Élie-Acute Vy process. Non-homogeneous Poisson process. Point process. Poisson process. Poisson random measure. Random measure. Renewal theory. Stopped process. Continuous Brownian motion, PHS. Gamma process. Loop erased random walk. Élie-Acute Vy flight. Élie-Acute Vy process. Martingale representation theorem. Random walk. Skorokhid's embedding theorem. Real valued, arbitrary compound Poisson process. Continuous stochastic process. Dubs-Martingale convergence theorems. Dubs-Meyer decomposition theorem. Feller continuous process. Kolmogorov continuity theorem. Local martingale. Martingale. Stationary process. Stochastic process. Stopping time. General adapted process. Continuous stochastic process. Finite dimensional distribution. Hitting time. Killed process. Progressively measurable process. Sample, continuous process. Stochastic process. Stopped process.